Hey everybody, it's Dad the Red. Welcome back to Shining Song Starnova, right than last we left off. Julie finally outright confessed to producer, and Kato-chan said, "My job is more important than my love life. And, you know, your job is too, so just keep being the center, and we'll bang later, okay?" The next morning, our big day came. By that time, the girls arrived, enormous lines of people already snaked in the plaza. I went and said the staff in to speak with the girls before the event started. Mind me? Son of a bitch. Fucking hell. Okay, I don't... Still fucking with things, because not everything wants to work right. And it bothers me immensely. Whatever. Satisfied the negative press, our people decided to show up in force. If I were counting 4,000 people, and that number is only going to grow as the day goes on. Most likely, I think we're going to have almost 10,000 people in total. We've only got 4,000 so far. You're projecting an extra 6,000 to show up. That's very positive of you. Okay. Shut up. Well, I figured something like this would happen. Did you? A bunch of non-customers can shit on us and they know what they want, but that won't prevent our fans from coming to our events. Especially if they spend money on the tickets, and, you know, that, depending on how difficult it is to get a refund, if it's possible at all, you know. I wouldn't even be surprised if most of the hate was coming from supporters of rival idol groups who were never our customers to begin with. Alright, everyone. Let's not celebrate too soon. We've got our new people here. We've got our people here. Alright, that's the first step. This is still the first time we've ever handled an event of this scope. Let's go out there and reassure everyone that Starnova's girls are still here cheering everyone on. Remember, it's not idols that rely on the customers. It's the customers who rely on us. Let's go. Novas! Novas! The line showed no signs of shortening even as the day went on, and the music just looped back again. I sighed in relief. Given how bad the trolling was on the net, I had no idea how this would turn out. I really had no idea. But it turned out I'd been worried for no reason. Ha! I stood behind Julia as she shook a fan's hand. Kyosuke. Don't worry about a thing those haters are saying. I can't believe people believe what's inside gossip rag so easily. Always be here to support you and the rest of the girls. Tears welled up in Julie's eyes. Thank you very much, Ogawa-san. Honestly, I was a little scared of what would happen if I came here. I was afraid that people were going to be angry at me. No, of course not. I can't believe people's faith would be shaken so easily. The true believers will be purged. Thank you so much. Julie bowed and shook the man's hand with both her palms. Alright, looked like things were going alright here. I went over to Aki's table beside Julie. Hi, Junpei. I saw that Oni-chan placed in the top 3 in the robotics competition. Okay. You saw that? Of course. Aki-chan thought that Oni-chan's robot was the coolest. I still have a long way to go, but next time, I'll try to make a robot with Aki-chan's decals. You will? I'm so happy. Heart. Researching the intimate details of her fans' lives and connecting with them on a personal level. Stalking with meaning. The fake Wally was good. She was real good. She may be a shit lolly in secret, but there was no question she was a professional idol through and through on the job. Yeah, seems like things are going pretty well, things considered. I wondered who I should check on next. Are you fucking kidding? This is the choice? This. I don't know. Fuck. Hover close. Go check on another team. I don't know what it wants me to do. I don't know what it wants me to do. It's like, is this overbearing? But then again, staying close to her because, you know, she may need more, you know, more support because she was the one of the scandal. So being close by would be a good idea. But, all right, lock it. You know what? I'm letting fate decide. I bring it up to D20. If it's even, top. Odd, bottom. 14. Going to the top. Me and I might need some help. Julie and Aki seem to have everything under control here. Meek, on the other hand, always has the most trouble connecting with her fans, and people in general. I should go over to her table and see how things are going. I arrived at Mika's table and saw her speaking animatedly with a fan. Oh, a defiant demand of culture here! The Chuni, the otaku, says the word culture. We all know what that means. But I must disagree that Lightwind's Chains of Light is an overused plot device. In fact, in the Black Anthology Volume 3, it clearly states that Chains of Light are dependent on the user's own mental state. So it makes sense that Chains of Shadow in this worldview is challenged by Night Song's resolve. As for the chains still operating in Chapter 32, and he's supposed to know on mana, that must be because mana is a separate source of power in the user's emotional state. Well, sometimes, though. It seems that mana's emotional resolve are the same thing as well, but I don't think... never mind. No, she was doing just fine. It doesn't seem cool that way? That a hero can replenish his mana immediately through his conviction? Cool, like how Lightwind was trapped in Oracle's Maelstrom in Chapter 91 and he... She continued to speak at length, mostly to herself at this point. Mika, if you spend that much time talking to one fan, then none of the people online were going to be able to meet you. I tapped Mika on the shoulder. Maybe you can continue talking about this next time. Alas, this one has lost track of time. Oh, the line has only grown longer. Mika quickly grabbed her fan's hand and shook it. The Knight's March thanks you, comrade. Until next time. With that, the gentleman left, the dazed look on his face. What just happened? Stumbling off. We're for the next customer. Another bespectacled guy walked up to Mika and began to thank her for her work. Ellipses. Oh no. But then, out of nowhere, I heard an enormous crash. This is going to be where if I had been near Julie, I could have, like, prevented the worst of the worst from happening, maybe. Followed by screams. What? Suddenly, pandemonium hit the plaza, everyone stampeded in every direction. I leaped forward and grabbed Mika away moments before a mob of panicked attendees crashed into her table. Huh? What was going on? Just one moment ago, everyone was having fun. Yeah, it takes one just to drop the dime for everything to change like that, doesn't it? Just a one wrong thing to happen. But now, something terrible must have happened. Aki screaming. I heard Aki scream. Oh no. It came right from where I was a moment ago. Mika, run for this tap den. I've got to go. I dived into the mass of people and shoved my way back to Julie's table. What was going on? Where were the rest of the girls? Were they safe? And what about the attendees? My head spun with a million questions as I weaved through the crowd. However, all of my thoughts vanished when I arrived at where I was standing just a moment prior. Oh, it's this fucker again! God damn it! A hooded man straddled over Julie's body on the ground, his hands soaked with blood. Beside him, Aki was face down in the ground, unmoving. You! I launched myself with the hooded assailant with all my strength. At that moment, I ceased to be a man. Something primal replaced my reason. I was a desperate animal defending his herd. I dug my fingers and nails into his face, but he just kept laughing. Aha! I must have dug my nails into his flesh and his eyes, but he didn't seem to care. With all my strength, I tossed him aside like a rag doll. Despite that, he just kept guffawing on the ground. No. Oh no. Julie! It was only then that I noticed the knife buried in her chest. Someone call an ambulance! Julie! Don't worry. Help is on the way. Julie! Namu, if you're somewhere nearby, I hope you have your knife on you because I'm gonna have to use it on this thing here. And no, I'm not gonna kill you with it. That'd be too kind. I killed her. I killed the whore. Julie. I could only cry helplessly as I grew soaked in a pool of Julie's blood. What? Oh, okay. All I could hear was the beating of my own heart in my ears. I felt as if my own heart would burst that very moment I would die alongside her. My one love. Sorry. No! You have to. You have to. But it was too late. It had happened so unexpectedly. It felt like it was completely unwarranted. There had been no way to foresee this. It was as if the heavens just randomly decided to strike someone dead with lightning on a clear blue day. But that was just the way the world was. If only I'd been by her side when this happened. Julie! It can't end like this. Yeah, no. Yeah. Oh, good to see the crazy fuckers back. God. Again, Namu, I need your knife. Someone has to suffer. As I said, not die, suffer. Death can come later. Eventually. On second thought, Meek been doing much better at events recently. Despite being a recluse, she's still connected with the fan at Teddy's Otaku, so she shouldn't have much trouble without me. Whether I liked it or not, Julie is one of the center of attention today. It was too soon to conclude that we were in the safe, so I better stay with her just in case we deal with an uncooperative attendee. Yeah, an uncooperative attendee. In reality, it turns out to being a psychotic piece of shit with a fucking knife. I was in the middle of overseeing Julie's table when I caught a suspicious hooded figure in the crowd. Yeah, hi. Just as I saw him, he vanished once again into the crowd. What was that? Parasite. Seemed like just a random guy in a black hoodie at first. The most stereotypical possible, but I had an incredibly bad feeling about him. Almost as if he radiated hostility around him. Erring on the side of caution, I picked up my radio. This is table 1. You there, Kodama? Is something the matter? Could be nothing, but I saw a suspicious hooded male in the crowd in front of table 1 just now. Can you get security to check it out? I want the producer. Kodama, of course, if he came out and looked personally, he would just kill the fucker because that is his, Kodama best route. Not in the game now. Somewhere in another universe. With that, I put the walkie-talkie down and tried to reacquire my sights from the suspicious hoodie. Something the matter? I don't know. Just then, the next patron arrived to shake Julie's hand. She returned to him all smiles, oblivious to the potential danger. Aye. There he was. He wasn't that far from us now. I picked up my walkie-talkie. I see him. He's in front of table 1 now, just under the tree. Already I could see 2 staff members approach him. Uh-oh. He caught sight of the staff as well. What the? I gasped when he shoved an attendee out of his way and charged straight for us. Before I could react, he reached into his hoodie. My blood turned cold and the sunlight glinted against the switchblade he drew from his pocket. At that moment, my body froze. I wanted to scream and grab Julie out of danger, but everything was moving so slowly. Nemu teleported behind him. You call that a knife? This is a knife. Yeah. If only. Come on, goddamn. Why was I suddenly so out of breath? Why was my body moving so slow? Watch out! I watched just in disbelief as Aki was the first person out of the dozens of people standing on the assailant to react. Cause after what Aki's been through, we know she has balls of fucking steel. Aki instantly shot out under the table and rushed at him, somehow immune to fear. But a girl like her was no match against a man. He slammed against her, sending Aki tumbling to the floor. That was a... okay, Aki's cry of pain finally snapped me out of my terror. You! The crazed maniac lunged for Julie, his blade raised. I leaped over the table and crashed into the assailant. At that moment, all my senses left me. I was no longer a producer. I was no longer even a man. I was an animal in a kill-or-be-killed situation. An unfamiliar howl left my lips as I grabbed the assailant's hoodie and tried to wrestle him to the ground. But I was still no fighter. All I could do was struggle against him. Suddenly, I felt a sharp pain on my shoulder. Ah! Fuck! My shoulder was on fire. I gasped and lost my grip as I felt my own blood soak through my suit. No! Julie instinctively raised her hands in a panic to defend herself. I could only watch helplessly as the attacker slashed his knife across Julie's hand, spraying blood on the table in the event space. Julie's blood. Julie's blood was on our event signs. The attendees broke into a panic and stampeded out of the plaza. Screams and shouts surrounded me as the world descended into pandemonium. No. No! Sheer blind rage surged up my body and made it move again despite the pain. I roared as I rushed the attacker from behind and slammed him against the ground. The whole world turned white as I punched him repeatedly in a blind, mad panic. Out of nowhere, I felt more hands grab onto him. Akadama. I gasped and finally tore myself away. Security had arrived and was pressing the attacker against the ground. Lucidity slowly began to return to my mind. Wait. Julie! What had happened to... I turned around and rushed over to where she was on the ground. Blood was pouring from her hands where she had been... Siren Head? Yeah, that... Oh, God. Aki was already kneeling beside her, tears dripping down her face. Because some people are fucked in the head. I keep saying it. Call an ambulance! Julie. Seeing Julie in agony on the ground caused me to forget instantly about my own injury. I ripped off my shirt and wrapped it around her hands, desperately trying to stop the bleeding. I screamed for help as Julie's entire body trembled in pain and terror. Why had something like this happened? The plaza was now deserted. A fleet of police cars arrived and surrounded the park. Blood stained the white table in our booth. Not even in my worst nightmares could I have envisioned this. This had to have been a dream. There was no way something this horrific would happen in real life. Someone being murdered. Just for being an idol. God damn it, she was going to try her best from now on. She was going to become a star idol. Why did this have to happen? Oh, fuck off. It wasn't after I had been tended to of my own injuries that I managed to calm myself down. Relatively speaking, anyways. There was no way anyone can calm down to witnessing what had just happened. Uh-huh. Thankfully, it turned out nobody's injuries were life-threatening. My shoulder bone managed to deflect the knife's blade, saving me from any long-term damage. Julie's injuries required multiple stitches, and her hands would take at least a month to recover, but thankfully she was not likely to permanently lose sensitivity or use. Aki, apart from some cuts and bruises, was not physically injured. Yeah, there you go. I was gonna say, and I'm glad you addressed it, because injuries can be more than just physical. Well, that was it for the physical wounds. The psychological wounds everyone had suffered because of the attack were far more debilitating. Aki was so distraught that she had to be temporarily medicated and would probably require therapy. For more than just that, honestly. As for Julie, inside the hospital, a fleet of media vans had once again gathered, drawn by our newest scandal like a school of sharks to spill blood. Sharks! That's a better metaphor. There you go. Why didn't I think of that earlier? My gut filled with rage. Those people were here to profit from this tragedy. What had happened was nobody's fault. We were the victims here. But I knew that all the reporters outside were just waiting for the next opportunity to make us into villains. They wanted to lampoon us. They wanted to show the world that we were frauds. Just a thought filled me with unspeakable rage. It was the girls who were suffering the most right now. All they wanted was to become idols. They didn't deserve any of this. Fuck off! My thoughts, muddled by both the pain medicines and the anxiety bubbling in my gut, I lost track of time until I heard the door to my hospital ward open. The remaining girls burst into my room, their faces obviously torn with concern. Right, I'm gonna go ahead and end this episode here. So, thank you very much for watching. The other, that wouldn't sound right, so, yeah, I'll just go with, I'll see you in the next episode, yeah.